President Bola Ahmed Tinubu inaugurated the Planning Committee for National Youth Confab at the State House, Abuja. The committee, chaired by Olubumi Olusoya, will organize a 30-day event to address key issues affecting Nigerian youths. Tinubu urged the committee to stay focused on technology and agriculture for food sovereignty and emphasized the youth's role in shaping Nigeria's future.
This is not for long speeches. I just want to reassure you that you are the hope of this country. Everything hangs in your future. Every decision that I've taken is about you. It's about tomorrow. When you remove all subsidy, you are protecting the future of generations yet unborn, the youths. Where is the investment for the infrastructure? When you listen to majority of the professionals saying we Japa, they means Nigeria, they leave Nigeria, it's because if you grow prosperity back home and you empower people, they will not bother to do that. They will stay home. This is your home to develop, build, and make prosper. Government of today is all about you. Take it very seriously. You can abuse politicians all the way you can, but politics is all about development and about the future generations. I'm glad you all are here as a committee to inspire today, tomorrow, and the day after. I'm with you. When we started, it looked so foggy, dicey, and hopeless. We tried hard, and we're drawing water from a dry well. But today, the economy has turned the corner. Prices are falling. Confidence in our economy is improving. Investors are looking in. Technology is advancing. You have the opportunity. You have the great opportunity of advancing the development of this country. It's all in your hands. Mine is to help navigate and push and lift the heavyweight problems, so I can clear the path for you to have a very great future. But it's in your hand. Look at me in the face. Tell me whatever you think is wrong and the way you want things done. or suggestions. We try to implement all of it as long as it is for the prosperity of this country. Mine is to assure you that we do everything possible to make Nigeria a better place for you. But we can't do it alone. You represent over 60% of our population. You are the heartbeat of our nation. And I hope you take this opportunity very seriously. I am with you. I repeat again. I therefore inaugurate the committee. Wish you a very, very successful period, an interesting one. Let's employ technology in every way possible. Let's look at our farming conditions. Let's hear what we can do to empower youth and the farm spirit. Let's work for food sovereignty of this country. I like you. I can't be youth again. Maybe in the next life. But I'm envious of all of you. Thank you very much.
The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Oluwande, highlighted the inclusion of representatives from ministers, civil society, and global organizations like World Bank.
Mr. President, sir, the membership of these committees, of this conference, have been carefully selected as the representatives of different ministries, agencies, parastatals, VIU, UNDP, FHI, Youth Focus organizations, to champion and plan for this conference, a conference that will impact the life of the youth of these nations. And they are committed to make sure that we engage all the young peoples, even most importantly from the grassroots. Once again, I wish to express my gratitude and that of the Nigerian youth to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the support for the Ministry of Youth Development and the youth entirely. We thank you, sir, for making us your priority, and with your continuous support, Nigerian youth will continue to try.
Samson Itodo of Yiga Africa praised the initiative, explaining the confab will include virtual consultations, regional meetings, and a one-week gathering in Abuja. He warned against political interference, stressing that the event should remain youth-centered.
Mr. President, thank you most sincerely for convening what we regard as the most consequential state-sponsored youth convening in recent times. This confab, we believe, is a demonstration of your commitment to not just youth development, citizens' engagement, and inclusive governance. We accept to be part of this because we believe that you are one who has the courage. You've taken bold actions in fixing our economy, some decisions that comes to a large extent with great consequences, but you have actually shown that you can make and take bold decisions. And that's why we're very delighted that you have conveyed this very consequential youth confab. The beauty of having a young person as a Minister of Youth is that he understands the language of young people, and upon this announcement, he has reached out to a vast majority of young people. And I think that we have agreed that perhaps there are 6 issues that should shape the agenda of the conference. The first one relates to political governance. Again, Mr. President, you have structurally really changed the political governance, either through the local government financial autonomy and the actions that you've taken. And so one of the first issues was around political engagement. How do we open up the spaces for more young people to participate in the political process? The second is economic transformation. The economy is at the heart of the major thrust of your administration's goals. And specifically, we're looking at issues relating to the startup ecosystem, financing youth businesses, as well as opportunities in the digital economy. The third agenda issue is around education and skills for the future. And part of what we hope that this conference will do is to give us an opportunity, to reimagine our education system and make it meet the demands of the 21st century, either around STEM or curriculum review. Fourth is around technology and digital transformation. You've also shown that artificial intelligence, blockchain, and fintech is one that requires attention because it creates opportunities for young people. The fifth agenda is climate change and energy transition. Again, with the growing threats of climate change, which it poses for national development, we believe that this conference will provide an opportunity for youth climate change initiatives, energy transition, and how Nigeria can leverage climate action for sustainable development. And lastly, Your Excellency, is social cohesion and security. And this other issue, we believe, again, would address the question of national unity, integration, youth and peace building, and countering violent extremism. One of the things that the Honorable Minister have said, drawing from your mandate, is to make this inclusive. And there are four sort of formats that will be adopted for this. The first is virtual consultations. There are a lot of Gen Zs out there, including young people in diaspora. How do we harness their inputs into this entire process? So there will be virtual consultations. There will be call for memoranda and policy inputs, looking at a web portal that the Ministry of Youth will launch to harness contributions. Of course, also regional consultative town hall meetings. And then lastly, a convening of an Abuja conference. Your Excellency, Mr. President, when you first announced this conference, two things were said on social media. First, some people say this is a political move. Secondly, people say this might end up as a talk shop. Your Excellency, as a committee, we believe that this is a unique opportunity, and the true measure of success for this, Your Excellency, is one, ensuring that there's adequate funding that is provided, for the conference, because the success of this conference is hinged on government support. And knowing you very well, you put your money where your heart is. And having said this, we believe that you provide adequate funding for this. The second is about bureaucratic bottlenecks. Your Excellency, if this conference is going to succeed, it needs to be insulated from bureaucratic bottlenecks. That way, it will accelerate the conversations on the conference, but more importantly, the implementation thereof. Thirdly, Your Excellency, you have demonstrated by design of this confab, including the role that the Honorable Minister has played, that this conference needs to be insulated from politics. And that way, it gives everyone the confidence and the legitimacy of this process. So we call that this is completely insulated from partisanship, and by the diversity of people on the planning committee, it is very clear that the intention is a confab for all Nigerians, irrespective of their geographical or political extraction.